Hello.
Beanie? Where are you?
Oh, hey, Jimmy. Remember when I said I was going to watch the new Chip and Dale movie in peace?
Yeah?
Yeah, well, turns out the movie's only available on Disney Plus, and since it's not available in the Philippines, I grabbed my laptop and hopped on a plane and went somewhere remote and barren.
Oh. So, where are you now?
Antarctica.
I don't think Disney Plus is available there either.
What?
Also, if you wanted to change countries, why didn't you just use NordVPN?
Oh, yeah. This video is sponsored by NordVPN. As some of you know, I'm currently in the Philippines, a magical wonderland that doesn't exist according to Disney apparently. Seriously, Disney? It's been 4 years since launch, and it's still not available here. I can't take it anymore! There's only so many times I have to fight for my life to go full screen in 1, 2, 3 movies. I'm begging you! But no worries though, with NordVPN, you can actually browse the internet as if you're anywhere in the world. Except for Antarctica maybe. I still don't know how to get down from here. With NordVPN, you can easily change countries and immediately access websites or other streaming services wherever you want, whenever you want. Since Disney Plus isn't available in the Philippines, I use NordVPN to change my location to somewhere where it is available. With just one click, bada bing bada boom, I now have access to that pesky Disney Plus. Whee! But it doesn't end there. NordVPN also helps you access and unlock wider variety of titles that are only available in specific countries. By default, my Netflix account is stuck in the Philippine version, but by simply changing my location, I now have full access to the UK version of Netflix, making my subscription worth every penny. But not only that, NordVPN also helps you stay protected online either when you're on the go or just staying at home. All made possible with Nord's amazing threat protection feature, simply making it a safer and convenient way to use the internet. Grab a great deal with NordVPN's 2-year plan by clicking my link down below or go to nordvpn.com/beanie. Plus, it's all risk-free with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. Again, that's nordvpn.com/beanie with a double I and use the coupon code BEANIE and get an extra month for free. And thanks to NordVPN for making this review possible. Now, if you can excuse me, I'm gonna go watch the movie. It's bad. Oh my god, it was bad. Yeah, I guess it was just not my cup of tea. Which apparently I'm in a minority because people like it. Like, a lot. Like, 80% of you like it a lot. Jesus Christ, certified fresh? Are we even trying at this point, Rotten Tomatoes? Well, yeah, anyways, yeah, I didn't like it. I thought the humor was pretty bland. The acting, both voice and actual acting, was atrocious. And the story is pretty predictable. Now, okay, maybe it's not that bad. In fact, there's a couple of things that I did like. The cameos are pretty fun. I like seeing other cartoon characters coexist and interact with one another. Pretty much the reason why I adored Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I like how the overall theme is pretty dark for a family movie, let alone a Disney family movie, so there's that. What else? J.K. Simmons was great. The Post Malone song in the end is low-key pretty good. Yeah, okay, I didn't like this movie at all. It's not that it's bad from the get-go. I really like the concept. As I said, I adored Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and this is pretty much the closest we'll ever get to a sequel. Hell, Roger's in the fucking movie, so I guess it's canon? So with that said, the concept isn't anything new, but it's still unique enough to be done better, which is something this movie definitely did not do. Now, I'll be honest, I never really was a big fan of the Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers show.
You need to leave!
Wow, I'm making tons of new friends today, aren't I? But yeah, I didn't really like the show. It was already pretty old. And they ran the reruns at noon, where most of us were either at school or taking a nap, or both. I was in kindergarten, for God's sake, give me a break! So yeah, when I heard they were going to make a movie going this direction, I wasn't really affected by it. Nor did I really care because, disclaimer to all avid Rescue Rangers fans out there, this movie has nothing to do with the TV series. The Rescue Rangers is literally a show in this movie, so keep that in mind. Well, anyways, let's just level our heads for a second, stop typing in the comments right now, and instead, let's talk about some takeaways I had watching the movie and take a deeper look into what I think worked and what I think definitely didn't. This is Disney's Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. The year's 1982, where we get to meet the young version of our first main character, Dale.
My eye! It's in my eye! You're weird.
You literally just saw unicorn vomit up a rainbow, but okay. We then get to meet our second main character, Chip.
That pencil thing you did was hilarious. It was excellent comic timing.
No, it wasn't. Dear Lord, if the writers thought that was excellent timing, I'm terrified what the actual comic timing in the movie is going to have.
The biggest risk is not taking any risk at all. You just didn't set up the joke right.
Ah, see, you said it yourself. So it wasn't excellent timing then, you fucking liar. So the two actually end up being best buddies, and years later, they'd get to start on their own show, The Rescue Rangers. 3 years pass, and we see Dale finally fed up with being the show's punching bag.
So you're gonna risk all of Rescue Rangers because I'm a little more popular than you. Do you know how dumb that is?
Well, I am the dumb one.
Okay, well, let's just pause for a moment here. That's Andy Samberg voicing Dale and John Mulaney voicing Chip. Not bad talents, might I add. Both men are extremely funny to their own right. But I gotta say, Andy, I love you, man. I loved you in Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I'm a big fan of The Lonely Island, don't get me wrong. And I really like your work back in your SNL days. Whenever you talk, I don't hear a character. I hear Andy Samberg. Give it some spice, do something different. Literally every character you voice feels and sounds exactly the same.
Oh, I'm Jonathan, and I was just mountain climbing with some dudes. It's too late for me. You got the baby. You can deliver her yourself. Liked it? Please don't forget to subscribe below.
Mulaney, on the other hand, is worse. It works in his comedy specials when he does his stand-up, when you can see his face and movements and everything. But when your face is masked behind a cartoon character, it's pretty hard to distinguish what you're feeling when your voice sounds like a disinterested robot.
Dale, stop. We're not done talking. Do not do it.
I will stomp you to death with my hooves. I dare you to do it. I want you to do it. I want you to do it so I can stomp you with my hooves. I'm so fucking crazy.
Just close your eyes and listen and tell me what Mulaney is trying to express right now.
Oh. I shouldn't.
The fuck is happening? Are you mad? Are you sad? The hell am I supposed to know? I can barely tell the difference with this shit.
I'm so sorry. Go for Dale. Rescue Rangers was canceled that summer, and Double O Dale was scrapped after the pilot. It wasn't anyone's fault in particular, just one of those showbiz things.
What? This is all clearly your fault. What do you mean? You basically signed off to do a solo show without the prior knowledge of the crew. You knew you weren't the more famous person in the group, but you still thought going solo would work. If you had problems with how the show was treating your character, why don't you, I don't know, talk to the producers? My guy, you leaving for a solo career canceled the show and literally cost people their jobs. This is 100% all on you. Yeah, let's talk about Dale for a second. Dale in the show is a lovable goofball that everyone adores. Most of the time he's clueless, but his high spirit and morale keeps the group together to work as a team. Meanwhile, Dale the actor is a piece of shit. I'm not kidding as I say that Dale is unbearably unlikable in this movie. Not only is he constantly in the way and unfunny, but his character motivation for his career doesn't make sense. He left the show to pursue a solo career, but when that didn't work, he tries to backtrack and get them back together, even throwing false rumors about a show having a reboot 30 years later. Yeah, he's still so hung up with the Rescue Rangers that he's leading a movement for a reboot. A reboot of a show he willingly left to die on the spot. Why do you want to be back on the show? Wasn't your problem that the show didn't give you enough respect and didn't treat you seriously? What changed here? When you come back, you'll still be the dumb character. This whole debacle only happens because Dale feels like he's the quote second banana behind Chip.
But you're not second banana. I'm a banana, and you're just another banana. Two bananas.
Which I understand. It's a good conflict. It's a very common position in the showbiz industry. I get it. But that just becomes irrelevant because now you're leading a call for a comeback? What, so you're okay being the second banana now? You killed the show, dude. If there's anyone who should demand a reboot, it's not you. What makes it worse is that the movie treats it as a likable character trait. When it's not! Everyone knows that if an actor is stuck reliving and rehashing their old days, they're seen as pathetic actors who couldn't find their own way. Here, they make it look like he's always been loyal to the show, trying to bring it back together. He's not fucking loyal. He left everyone in the garbage to rot. Did we just forget about this? Anyways, cut to the present day and we see a new and improved CGI Dale in his own booth during FanCon. Oh, is this it? Is this the scene? Oh, are we finally going to get... Oh He's beautiful. What a day. Ugly Sonic in the flesh. Oh, what a wonderful, wonderful cameo. Look at those photos. It's so self-aware. Thank you, Disney. Thank you for finally giving our baby boy Ugly Sonic a chance to shine. Now, surely this is the only cameo in the movie and he doesn't overstay his welcome and tire out the joke, right?
That's Sonic's thing.
Right?
Ugly Sonic goes.
Guys? Right? Cut to a random firm and we get to see Chip working as an insurance agent. He soon gets a call from an old friend, Monty, asking for help.
Quick, get him while the coast is clear.
Monty, it's you.
I'm sorry about that, mate, but they're watching. They're always watching.
Who are?
Not the audience, that's for sure. Turns out, Monty has gotten himself into quite the trouble as he's currently battling an awful cheese addiction while also owing a ton of money to a shady group called the Valley Gang.
Did you hear what happened to that little guy Flounder when he fell behind on krill payments? So they kidnapped the bloke, erase his mouth so he can't scream, then change him around to try and sneak by the copyright rules, smuggle him overseas to a black market studio. He will spend the rest of his life being forced to make terrible bootleg movies.
What? Oh my god, that was human trafficking! That was dead-ass human trafficking! Oh my god, that genuinely terrified me! Disney! Jeez! Oh my god, that's crazy! A drug addiction and a human trafficking scene all within a minute?
Father, what's human trafficking?
That's exactly what's going to happen to you if you don't shut the fuck up.
Someone would come knocking to the door though, as it turns out Monty also called Dale for help. And finally, after 30 long years, our duo finally reunite. Now, on paper, I actually find this idea very promising. Seeing a CGI Dale talk to 2D Chip sounds pretty cool. Pretty much showing the state of animation in the industry today. I am so sorry, Princess and the Frog, that it didn't work out. I truly am. It's also on par with Dale's character to keep up with the times and have CG surgery, while Chip pretty much has moved on with everything and doesn't seek fame anymore. So having these two ex-best friends see each other in different positions in life, both figuratively and physically, is a really great idea of contrast. But here's the thing. That's not 2D. That's still 3D in 2D skin. That's some Fortnite shit. If you were going to do this approach in the first place, why didn't you just go all in? Hell, there were characters in the background that were fully 2D. Why couldn't you do that with Chip? He looks like my VTuber that I made in a day. See? Look at this. I made this in a day. Look how similar we look and move. This ain't 2D, boy. Hello? Look, I get it. It's much easier for a 3D render to play alongside another 3D render. It saves a lot of time and a lot of money. I get it. But this concept was your idea. If you were willing to do this project with this style in mind, why are you cutting corners? Just have them both be in CG then. It's not like the two being in different animation styles are crucial to the story. Why are you being cheap now? Yeah, did I mention? Dale being fully CG while Chip choosing to stay 2D has nothing to do with the story. Nada. Zip. At first, you'd think this would be some sort of metaphor to build a message around the current direction the animation industry is heading, but no. They only acknowledge it once and that's it. Dale is CG and Chip is 2D, boys. This is our duo now. Deal with it, you fucking losers.
Okay. Yeah, that one looks pretty good.
Yeah, I actually agree. Why couldn't we get that movie instead? Also, ha! Bobby has no master. Bobby has Gucci. Gucci. Free yourselves. Later that night, however, their fears would come true as the authorities would inform our two leads that Monty got kidnapped by the Valley Gang.
So that's it? I thought the cops were supposed to serve and protect, not give up and move on.
That's going to age beautifully now, isn't it? Here we meet Captain Putty, voiced by J.K. Simmons, and an officer named Ellie, played by KiKi Layne, who's trying her hardest not to walk out on set.
We made it before then.
I know. It usually does.
Yeah, haven't seen you much in projects, Kiki. But, hopefully you have a healthy filmography because, oh baby, at least you tried? In fact, besides J.K. Simmons, everyone didn't really do a good job here. Fuck's sake, even the damn background characters are terrible. Who are you looking at, buddy? The bear is up here. Who are you two looking at? Chip and Dale are down there. Hey, buddy. The action's over here, by the way.
The problem is we don't know where Sweet Pete's bootlegging facility is. But if you guys can find that bootlegging facility, I think you'll find your friend.
Yes! I remember being in the police academy where we were taught to send the innocent friends of the victim to infiltrate an organized crime ring. I love that subject! Easy A, 100%. We always ended up with a body count though, and we don't know why. The two eventually agreed to find the gang's secret hideout by following a clue that leads to Main Street.
We are not working together.
You're funny, Chip.
That was supposed to make us like the character, boys. We're fucking screwed.
Let's see. We've got the Munster, the Gouda, the Brie.
Do you have any stinky cheese?
You cops.
Okay, that's pretty funny, I'll give you that one, okay. But Dale, like a fucking idiot, would blow their cover, however, which leads to the two getting captured. Luckily for them, this would lead right to the leader of the Valley Gang, Sweet Pete.
So he turns the toys into toilets.
Wow, that's been staring at me for years and I never pieced it together.
I will not give you the satisfaction. So Sweet Pete is revealed to actually be an old, pathetic, fat, washed-up Peter Pan from the movie Peter Pan. And his villain origin story is how Hollywood just threw him under the bus the moment he started getting older.
I decided to take the power back and make my own bootleg movie. So I recruited other tunes to star in more movies.
Anyways, negotiations turn sour though, and our duo managed to escape Sweet Pete and his goons. With the information they've gathered, they realize that they can use Sweet Pete's step tracker to locate his hideout. So our heroes meet up with Ellie to relay the lead to the authorities.
Now it's up to you, the professional, to actually, get the bad guy and save our friend Monty.
It's not as simple as that.
What? You mean we're on our own again? Jesus Christ, this is the worst police force I've ever fucking seen.
No, I really screwed up. Last year when Peppa Pig went missing, I fell for a bogus tip. I made the whole squad raid Nickelodeon Junior Studios, and the Toons fought back. Paw Patrol attacked Sergeant Henderson. The doctors say he'll never have kids.
Holy shit, man, not gonna lie, that sounds fire. Can we get a movie about that instead?
Ladies and gentlemen, behold, the Crime Lab.
This is crazy.
This is sad. What do you mean? This ain't cute at all. I'd get if this was some random fan's collection, but this is from Dale. You've established that he's been obsessed with reuniting the crew and starting a reboot. And with the context on how desperate and pathetic he's been, this just makes it even more sad.
What's this huge map with all the pins in it?
Oh, that? It's actually very cool.
Oh no, is this where all the victims are buried?
You're messing with me again.
No, I'm genuinely curious. I think there's something wrong with you. With some help from Ellie, Chip and Dale set off to steal Sweet Pete's step tracker in a Russian bathhouse. Come on.
I get the goods on the weekends.
Okay, fine. Let's talk about it. The references and cameos are pretty fun. Yeah, I actually didn't mind it that much. For the most part, the movie did a fairly good job seamlessly sneaking in some subtle references here and there, not really being too in your face. Again, for the most part. One tiny gripe I do have is that sometimes the movie stays on a shot for way too long, kind of assuming that you're clapping your hands and congratulating yourself that you understood the reference. They pretty much do this during the action scenes, which I don't mind. Action scenes do have quick cuts and all, but it does slow the pace of the scene sometimes, but overall it's not really that distracting, so yeah. Well, anyways, thanks to the trio, Sweet Pete's hideout gets located and raided.
I hope we don't get attacked by the Rugrats this time. Ready the battering ram.
Okay, that's pretty stupid, but at the same time, pretty clever, so I'll give you a point on that one. Though it seems like the Valley Gang managed to escape, they reveal that our heroes are too late as Monty seemed to have already been shipped and bootlegged. Later on though, Chip and Dale would find out that one of the cops are dirty, so, determined that they can still find Monty, off they go to find help from the FBI. Trouble seems to be right on their heels however, as Sweet Pete and his goons manage to track down our heroes and ambush them. And here we get the obligatory important person gets kidnapped cliche, and shocker, turns out Captain Putty was the dirty cop all along.
I think I just saw Peppa Pig heading into Nickelodeon Junior.
It was you? You gave the fake tip? You derailed the whole investigation and worst of all, you made me doubt myself.
I'm pretty sure you mentioned that Henderson can no longer have kids, but you know what? Yeah, sure, doubting yourself. Much worse.
Why did you tell Dale to come? You should have protected him.
I gave him a secret message, a code.
Why are we whispering so loudly? Captain Putty's right there. They're not fucking deaf. Luckily, before Sweet Pete would get to reanimating Chip, Dale would come to the rescue and save the day. So our heroes have this one big final battle, Ellie and Captain Putty's fight being surprisingly well done, and they finally take down Sweet Pete. So here's a thing that kind of bothered me. This is kind of borderline nitpicking, so if you don't want that, you can skip here. But they managed to defeat Sweet Pete, right? And the gang's back together and everyone's happy, yada yada. But our heroes find out that the kidnapped toons weren't shipped overseas, but instead were only kept hostage in the hideout, which meant Monty was nearby all along. Now get this. In the scene where Chip and Dale mistook Ellie or Putty as a dirty cop, they only assumed this because they smelled Monty's awful perfume across the building. But if that was the case, why couldn't you two smell him back in the hideout? Wasn't he next door as well? If the perfume was so strong, then how the hell was he not smelled the first time? In fact, wasn't Ellie established to be a big fan? Couldn't it be that she also happens to have the perfume too? This is why we don't make civilians do their own detective work, guys. The movie's already over and I have more questions than answers. Bah, but who gives a shit? We have Post Malone in the credits. Woohoo!
Sometimes some crime.
I still have no idea how Rotten Tomatoes has this as certified fresh or how 80% of you liked it. The jokes are bad, the voice acting is terrible, and no shade to KiKi, but even her performance oftentimes looks pretty awful. The story isn't anything new, and though the references are pretty fun, it kinda slows down the movie a bit near the end. I don't know, I guess you can find something fun about all this, but yeah, it's just not for me. In the end of the day, I didn't walk into this movie expecting much, but it still left me pretty disappointed. With that, I'm giving Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers a 3 out of 10. Thanks for watching, bye bye!